undoes any changes I did. Stop it!
No! Elevator on, get! And... you are doomed. That's the AFK hammer, everybody.
Yes, it prevents your teammates from properly preparing for the upcoming predicament.
Exactly. Well, anyway, welcome back. We're doing the Royal Jelly Palace. This is probably one of my... This is my second favorite area in the game. And the music is great as well.
Don't forget to change your shield.
Yep, I got it. Alright. So I switched up my equipment quite a bit from last time. Even though slimes do piercing damage, which seems kind of weird until you realize they have spikes, I'm just gonna bring my elemental armor anyway for the attack speed increase. For swords, I'm gonna have my Acheron, unless Mustache here forces me to change to my AFK hammer to get him on the button.
I'm going through my inventory because I need to change my stuff from the last run we did.
Do you really? This is tier 2. Come on. Out of 3. No,
yeah, I need to make sure I'm doing damage to these things.
Something that's a little interesting is, bringing tier 3 weapons isn't as overpowered as you might think it would be into tier 2, because the developers, sort of made your weapons scale with the tier that you're in a little bit. So you're not going to be just completely destroying. You'll have a little bit of an edge up over people with 5-star, or, over 3-star gear when you have 5-star gear, like we do. But not as much as you might think. Goodness gracious, that sentence was hard to get out. Alright. So yeah, this is the Acheron. It was my first weapon, and probably still my favorite. Yeah, unfortunately Kevin just has an almost objectively better version of it now. That came out later in the game. Does a little less damage.
Tons and tons and tons of grinding in order to get.
It does a little less damage, but it can poison.
That I got it from, but I don't really like going through it hundreds of times just to get the stuff. It's one of those really cool and super creepy things where you're just like constantly being stalked by an unkillable monstrosity, which is really fun the first few times, but then I don't know, it just gets kind of boring once everyone figures out the most efficient way to farm the event. And then it's no longer just an event, it's just grinding.
Yep.
It's like, doesn't matter if you're grinding an event or a regular stage or just sitting in an idle achievement server farming up numbers. It's all the same. You're just basically waiting, giving minimal input, and doing next to nothing.
Yeah, I skipped all that. I don't think it's worth it for me personally to get that item just because, well,
yeah, you've already got something that's almost the same as mine. The only difference being that mine looks like 5 million times cooler.
Oi. I get like my own sheath attached to my shield.
Well, that's not the only
like
difference.
Glowy.
Oops, I probably died because I just lagged out.
Oh, no, you're still moving around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. College Wi-Fi.
More like Comcast Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm throwing shade.
Alright.
But yeah, my sword is glowy where his is not. And I can actually transfer the glow from other swords onto this one. So it's supposed to have a purple glow, but if I switch to my electric sword, and then quickly switch over to my obsidian blade, I'm able to transfer its blue glow into where the dull purple glow is supposed to be.
Hmm. I actually didn't know that. Like, even before I knew everything about the game. Even before I forgot everything about the game is what I meant to say. Oy. Okay, so this is the Polaris that I was talking about. The bomb cannon, I guess you could say. Super awesome weapon.
Did we not grab the
I forgot to grab the thing. The statue.
thing?
No, we just grab the loot boxes and then forget the main objective of the entire map.
You cannot see me.
Oh no. Where'd he go? He disappeared.
Yay, another orb of alchemy. Oh wait, that one's actually a 3-star.
Oh, sweet.
I mean a 4-star instead of a 3-star.
Oh, awesome. I need those. Dang it.
Yeah, those aren't...
Wait, is it tradable?
No.
Oh. Why?
They're only tradable if you got them through a glitch that involved when they were transitioning from them being tradable to none of them being tradable.
Hmm.
And so I don't remember exactly what caused it to happen, but if you had tradable ones and you didn't get any untradable ones, like from the missions and such, then any new ones that you picked up off the ground would remain tradable.
Also, any ones that you buy through energy are also tradable as well.
Yeah. But if you had any in your inventory at all that are not tradable, new ones you pick up off the ground become untradable. Just because they get added to that stack instead.
Yep.
Oh no,
Nice.
I didn't mean to push that button. I've only got one health capsule, this isn't going to be very good.
I don't have any.
Oof.
Indeed. We'll be fine though. I got 2 remedy capsules. Perfect
Yeah,
for
because
this
you
one.
really need those.
Remedy capsules heal status ailments. And this place doesn't have any, except for stun. And you barely get stunned. Like, and not never at all if you're good. The giant tree things have a chance to stun, but that's it. These things. Despite being trees, they're actually classified as constructs. So they're weak to elemental. My zappy gun.
They're more of a wood golem than they are a tree. Also, the main healing enemy in the game. You wouldn't think that a healer would be classified as a fiend until you actually have to fight against these things while they're healing tons of other fiends.
Most evil butterflies in the universe.
Yes.
Ugh. What are they called again?
Silver wings, I believe.
Hmm.
I'm not entirely certain of that.
I don't remember either. Wee, Bomberman. There we go. Let's go. Top right? Or...
I'll follow you.
Cool. This is probably the hardest of the 4.
Nah, you just gotta know how to do it.
Well, that's the same with all of the areas. Whoop. Cannot dash through enemies.
No,
Oh.
but you can shield bash them.
That was the wrong one. Did not mean to hit that button. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this music's so good.
This is the ambush one.
You know what? I'm turning this up. Oh no!
The music
It just got over.
actually was one of the yeah. The music
Darn.
was one of the main reasons I decided to start playing this game. The guy named Jacob, you remember him?
Yeah, of course.
Brian's friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, he recommended I start playing this because he wanted to get the loot that is accompanied by inviting 5 friends to play it.
I also suggested you play it at Grandpa's house, which is when you actually started playing it. But yeah.
I started playing when Jacob told me, and he introduced the music. Like, he introduced the music to me.
Oh, okay.
And that was really the only part that I liked at first, but I figured I wasn't going to keep playing it unless I had someone to play with.
And me.
So yeah, I didn't actually start playing until you did, but I definitely had been playing the game for a couple months before you suggested I play.
Alright.
Not that a couple months makes much of a difference. We both have years on this thing.
Oh yeah. Actually, funny story, the only reason why I suggested you play it is because I wanted to see you play something. Because I was bored. I didn't have a computer at the time.
You got stuck on the bike cycle.
Yeah. Karma.
Karma? For what? Picking up the key?
No, for
All it
only
means is you can't dash.
for only suggesting it to you because I was bored. Pop.
Hey, Mr. Gun Guy, go blow up those boxes. Thank you.
Got you.
You can hit those things with the sword and have them not hit you, but it's too much of a hassle.
So, would you consider, like, the shield charging a glitch or a mechanic? I'm not entirely sure what it is.
You mean
Not a
the
shield bash.
or
No, where you shield and then instantly start charging without having to attack. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Because it's not
I don't
consistent.
know whether it was intended or not.
But if you're like holding down the attack button and then tap shield, you instantly start charging. Whereas normally you'd have to attack first and then start to charge.
Well, the being able to charge directly out of a shield is intended. It's just poorly implemented.
Oh, okay.
So the way that most people do that was not the intended way, it's just the way that people found was the best way to exploit the poor programming.
Okay. Cool. Oh dear, I'm surrounded, help.
Can't stun those
dang
things.
it. I couldn't do anything. I tried turning invisible, but they had already started their attacks.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I probably could have just slashed the gun puppy and gotten out, but
Yeah.
pro strat, if you're new, you can just sort of get that one block out of the way, and then just lure all the jellies out, and then the giant constructs can't follow through. Because they're too
Neither
big.
can the jellies if both the constructs block the path.
Yep. But it's what we used to do. At least what I used to do.
Yeah, I was just charged in there. 'Cause if you're aware of the enemy attack patterns, it's not that difficult to avoid them or lead them around in circles and such. So take out anything with projectiles first and you're fine.
Yep. So you actually don't need to do all of those rooms, but you can for an extra key, and this key gives you extra loot.
Back when loot wasn't shared, I found a rock jelly helm in one of these things.
Oh, nice. That's a really rare drop.
Not only did I pick it up, but it also got awarded to me.
Nice. Hold up. I know the music here is great. Let's go.
Oh, I've got the wrong sword charging.
Oh.
This music actually got repurposed for a different area of the game later on. And I do think it fits better there than it does here.
What area is that?
Well, they have it during the tutorial for some reason.
They do, which is kind of lame, but whatever.
Also in one of the missions, towards the end of the campaign, I don't remember what it's called. But it's supposed to be like in a moment in the campaign that's supposed to be like partially victorious and partially like I'm gonna die here. It's kind of the all or nothing part of the stage, and it fits really well for that. Oh no, what happened to the giant lichen?
That's next week.
Well, you can get two of them if you don't follow the first ones that show up.
Ooh, there's the big boy.
Yeah.
And no healing. And no living for you. Alrighty, on to the boss.
No, depending on how well this goes, it might be a blink and you'll miss it, boss. Due to the nature mostly of my sword.
Yep.
This boss's main gimmick is that it creates tons of tiny minions that it can absorb back into itself to heal itself. My sword says no healing.
Yep. Also in the different corners, there spawn basically more spawners and shenanigans. Those things. They just keep making the mini guys.
They're called polyps.
Polyps, interesting. Oh man, my pet's A ability missed. Alright, there's phase 1.
Alright, well that's phase 1 out of the way. Before the initial enemies are even out of the way. See, now he'll start spinning around the room.
And poisoned. The next phase, crown is broken.
Yep.
Ow.
See, now he does area of effect damage around him, and he'll absorb any of the mini things that he comes into contact with. Unless he's poisoned.
Oh, I died. Interesting.
What?
I know, right?
Oh yeah, and he becomes invulnerable while he's doing this attack.
Yep.
Which means it gives him a couple seconds for the poison to wear off. You know, I tried my hardest, but I just couldn't die. I wanted to make it at least seem like it was a challenging fight. Like I was attacking the exploding boxes while you were going after the boss. Nothing.
Wow, game thrower reported. Alright. Well, GG.
No
That-
re.
Probably not. The loot isn't too great. But yeah, that was the Royal Jelly Palace in Spiral Knights. You should come join us. Hang out. Unity needs more members. But
Yeah,
until...
this is the second most commonly run dungeon.
Mhm.
If you're just starting out the game, ask around the main hub if anybody wants to help you through a Royal Jelly Palace run. Because it'll help you skip past the tutorial phase of the game that really you just don't have any good gear, and it'll help boost you towards something that can actually help you.
Mm-hmm. And what would that be?
Just tier 2 gear in general.
Alright, fair enough.
Because half the tier 1 stuff can't even be upgraded. It's
Yeah.
just a waste of money in inventory space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's still people here. You should come join us. But unless I see you here, until next time, farewell.